Thunderstorms that produce tornado warnings and watches are gone, but now we've got to worry about windy weather.
Tonight, the Detroit area is dealing with a wind advisory and a few gusts that might go as high as 45 miles per hour.
Good evening, everyone. We have a list of weather-related school closings and cancellations running along the bottom of your screen tonight.
We have Team 7 coverage of the storms, the wind, and also power outages in the area. First, we'll turn to the Doppler 7 Weather Center, where Chief Meteorologist Dave Rexroth can tell us what's going on. Dave?
Look at that blue sky. That's kind of nice, huh? We had the thunderstorms go through midday, and now the sun has come back out. The wind has not died down completely, but the wind has not been as strong as we had thought a little earlier. So some of the gusts showing up right now, you can see across the area, are in the 25 to 35 mile per hour range. These are the peak winds across the region right now. So this is not going to cause a little damage. It'll blow a few leaves around, maybe a few small limbs at the worst of it here. But again, 25 to 35 mile per hour winds gusting around the area right now. You can see the back edge of the shower still pulling away from us. When it did come through earlier, it was a problem. Look at the lines. All these different colors here are the tornado watches and warnings, and the strong storms that did move through in the midday hours here. They have progressed off to the east. That was the first round. Second round is going on right now with the winds, but again, on the back side of this storm system that moved through the day, these are not quite as strong as we had thought. So you're not going to have big time issues of this evening, but the storm is still cranking up and still will be a problem throughout the day tomorrow. Just off to our south and southeast, you can see these very strong lines that popped up with our thunderstorms. A number of tornadoes in Ohio, down through parts of Kentucky, Tennessee, even farther south. So we missed this by about 150 miles or so, and the winds just above the surface were 50 to 65 miles per hour. Didn't get all that to mix down, and so some of the highest gusts around the area were between about 50 and 55 miles per hour, most of those just to the north of the metro area. Let me show you what's going on now for the rest of the evening hours. We still have a wind advisory in effect. It's all of southeast Michigan here. It's until 9 o'clock. This is not the wind warning that has been downgraded now to the wind advisory. 35 to 45 miles per hour with some of the peak gusts here. Most of the time, though, the winds will be probably 15 to 30 miles per hour, and some of these gusts a little higher, maybe up to 45 for a while yet during the evening hours. So the squall line went through. Most wind speeds were around 25 to 30. We did have some gusts up to 55. One just north of Flint up to 63 miles per hour. Wind advisory this evening, and then a high wind watch for tomorrow. Expecting the wind still to be quite strong tomorrow, maybe as high as 55 miles per hour. The strongest part of the storm in terms of the winds are still to come, I think, as we go through the day tomorrow. So if you're out and about this evening, it looks real nice out there. Sunshine, a couple little clouds here. Still quite breezy out there. Again, the wind's gusting up to 35, maybe 40 or 45 from time to time, and temperatures will start to calm back down out of the 60s into the 50s. We'll talk about how long this sticks around coming up and your 7-day forecast.
All right. Thank you, Dave.
Well, it is certainly time to batten down the hatches because of the high winds that Dave says will continue now throughout tomorrow.
Action News reporter Anu Prakash joins us live from Warren with the very latest. Anu?
Hi, Diana and Joanne. Definitely the winds have been picking up here in Warren. Within the last half an hour, really got intense about 20 minutes ago and then began to die down just a little bit. We're in the area of 696 and Ryan Roads. In the distance, you can see the flag there whipping around. Earlier today, though, we were in St. Clair Shores, and as you can see from the video, we caught some folks out ignoring the warnings and hitting the water in their boat. At Jefferson Beach Marina, crews had been preparing for the windy weather. They were making sure the boats were as secure as possible. The storms, though, did pass through, and there were no problems reported in that area. Back over here in Warren, though, the winds picked up late this afternoon. City officials met in the morning to prepare for the storms, and then they met again late this afternoon around 3 o'clock, and they reported minor damage, just a few tree limbs down and a few traffic lights out. There, of course, have been some scattered power outages in the area. Gail Nowicki said that she had been home all day today, and power has been on and off for hours.
Around noon, went off, heard a buzzing sound, came back on, did it 3 times. Then it came back on. I ran around unplugging stuff. And then it stayed on for about an hour. Went off again, did the same thing. So when it was off, I ran to the store because it didn't look so bad. I just got back.
Looking live again here, just some of the wind rustling the leaves here. Again, earlier, about 20 minutes ago, the sky got really, really dark. It looked very, very ominous. And then just as Dave Rexroth mentioned a few moments ago, in some places that you'll see sunny skies and clear blue skies, and that's in fact what's going on here. The skies really cleared up just a little while ago. So definitely been going back and forth, but the winds have been picking up within the last half an hour or so. Reporting live in Warren, Anu Prakash, Channel 7 Action News.
All right, thank you, Anu. Avenue. Our Team 7 coverage continues on Detroit's east side with Action News reporter Bill Proctor. And Bill, it's a really good thing to report because it seems like the city was ready for what Mother Nature threw at it.
Most certainly, they seem to be prepared all over the city, having extra crews from the power company, the contractors actually sitting in a couple of places waiting for those emergency calls. But the fact of the matter is, at this hour of the day, if I was a sailboat, I'd be in perfect position with a 35, 40 mile per hour wind at my back. And yes, that is Gratiot Avenue heading out to east that way. And yes, we do have a rush hour that seems to be going along well because at least at this intersection, there is power at the crossing, and so the traffic lights are in fact working, but there are places around the city and some on the east side where the power is not available. It was proceed at your own risk at the busy, wet intersection of Jefferson and Connor this afternoon near Chrysler's East Side plant, with no power at the four-way stop and pedestrians trying to convince motorists to allow them safe passage. Joseph's Coney Island is at the same corner and in the same boat, except no power meant the loss of the afternoon lunch business. Kind of killed the lunch.
Yeah, especially right now, they change shifts, and they usually come at around 3 o'clock, and I mean, what are you going to do? That's Mother Nature, right?
In fact, the power company's repair crews were trying to locate problems on the east side, but they weren't having much luck in some of the thick areas, except that on Algonquin Street, this father of 5 children was also without power, and he made the call for help to what has been an ongoing problem.
It's been for like 6 months. It's been like that, and we called, like every time it rains, it's like blue lights back here, and I see it flickering. I came out and I called them like 6 months ago, but the power went out today, so I guess they ain't got no choice but to come today.
Richard lives in an area on the east side where there is thick brush and woods right in his back alley. Makes it difficult for the power company to get back there and find the problems and fix them. But apparently they were fairly successful today, and even with the wind like it is now, I guess most of the power has been restored, at least according to the folks that we talked to on the east side. Reporting live, Bill Proctor, Channel 7 Action News.
All right, Bill, thank you. Now we turn to Metro Airport, where wild weather across the country has affected air travel. Action News reporter Tom Waite joins us live with the latest on that part of our story. Tom?
And Joanne, we're getting hit pretty hard right now by some very strong winds. Take a live look at the airport. There's lots of planes there at the gate. Here's the deal. There are delays with departures and arrivals. 72% of departures are on time. 62% of arrivals are on schedule. So basically what you need to know with those numbers is that you should call or go to the website for the airport before you leave. We only saw a few cancellations in the airport when we were there just a few minutes ago. But you want to check for your flight because there are some chain reaction delays here as some airports are shutting down completely for short periods of time, we're told, so that this wind can pass through. Not here, though, but some of those flights are being delayed, so that's affecting passengers here, especially in Minneapolis and Chicago. Now the weather is moving off to the east, though, we're told by airport officials, so that is where the major impacts are for flights going to those areas or flights coming in from those areas. So make sure you check it out before you leave for the airport. We'll have more on this story tonight at 6. Reporting live at Metro Airport, I'm Tom Waite, Channel 7 Action News.
All right, thank you, Tom. And if you have photos of the storm and damage, please send them to WXYZ.com. Bruce Romanick from Monroe sent us this picture of a large tree ripped from its roots in his backyard. And here you see a car fighting a flood in Troy. It's on Coolidge between Maple and Big Beaver. Please send your photos to WXYZ.com. And